a breakup. All right, you and maybe even the other person. Let's put it this way: you and the other person just went over a breakup, went through a breakup. When you listen to the word break up, here's what that word means. Because a lot of people take a breakup, and when a breakup happens, too many people don't understand what's happening, and people become lost in their insecurities. People become lost in their doubts, their fears. Okay. There are many, realize one thing before I go on. There are many real world issues, big world issues, a collective issue that we all need to work on. For example, getting rid of this pain to live and evolving away from that, living more naturally. So many other things I've mentioned in my previous videos, not eating animals, learning about what the love of the animal is, what can we learn from it, learning from the plant medicines, connecting with nature, living with nature in harmony, and not getting caught up in technology and most importantly, going within to find your power. So, with all these things that really need our attention, our individual process, your individual processes, okay, your individual journeys, break up. When you listen to the word break up, you are breaking away from something, and you are breaking away, but you're breaking away in a motion that goes up. That's one way, that's a way you can explain what that word, how you can define the word break up, how you can take each of those words and take the meaning and find a good meaning within that word. Break means you are breaking away from a chain, from an attachment. Up means you are breaking away from this attachment and you are elevating yourselves. You're elevating your consciousness. Love. When it comes to love, people and when they go through these breakups, people start to think they lose something. People start to create an enemy. People start to find what may have been wrong with the person. You must each be wise enough to recognize when life is telling you that you have to go on different journeys, and you must each have the courage to accept it and realize what is good about it, because there were already good things about it. That's why you were together. Now your lives are asking you to, maybe it might be go meet someone, it might be you're trying to add someone to a circle. But for me, who has been through the experience of trying to create a circle of lovers, I have realized that it takes a very special kind of heart from each individual to do that. When you look at the natural world, for example, dolphins, all right? Dolphins, they all make love and share their love with each other, yet they all stay together. If one is to go on a different journey, one is to go on a different journey. That is okay. They are accepting. Same as when you look at dogs, when you look at almost all creatures of earth, including the human creature. All right? You human. We human. Okay? But we are more than human. We are the dog. We are the dolphins. We, in our essence, are one. We are all relatives. We are all friends. We are all potential lovers. All right? We are all people who we can express and share different forms of love that don't have to always be romantic. So, what I'm saying here, and what I need you all to realize, anyone going through a breakup, is do not, maybe the other person might be handling it hard, maybe you might be handling it hard, maybe the other person seems to be handling it well and you're not so ready to break up. Either way, if you already have received symbols and signs that you need to move on, that is okay. That is not a bad thing. Okay. People live in a kind of artificial world, right? A very somewhat unnatural way of living. All right. Even when in tribes, even if you were camping, you have your space to yourself, and then you have let's go to the more natural scenario. If you are living out in nature, people, animals, anyone, you could find a space for yourself, create a space for yourself, maybe a camping, tenting, digging a home in the ground, whatever, a tree house, whatever. You create a space for yourself, and sometimes that space does not really need to be so big, but it's a space, or you go to a space where you are to yourself. Why? Why do we do that? We do that because when you realize within yourself what love actually is. Love is available to all. Love does not confine itself to one being. Some humans, and some humans are growing out of this, but some humans have been taught that love means always being in the same place with someone, always being involved in the life of someone at every given moment. That's not what love is. Love is a lot of beautiful things. And one of those things is being able to have the ability to love someone for where they are, who they are, but to also love yourselves and respect yourselves enough to recognize when your lifestyles are telling you you must go on a different journey. Nothing is ever really lost. Connection and where your experience is never really lost. Learn and appreciate the experience. Be grateful for the experience. Okay? That is the only way anybody is going to at least catch on a little more when it comes to understanding what unconditional love is for oneself and for others. Okay? People who have an open relationship, there are people, and I've met some, I don't know how well they perform with this, but is there the possibility that it can happen? Of course, because it happens in nature. In nature, you see I don't want to say animals, but in nature, the other creatures, they don't stay attached to one. You don't create a chain. And the reason you don't create a chain is because of this. Because we are seeds, you can say, of the creator. And we are seeds of the universe, however you want to say it. And we are experiencing our lives in our own unique ways, trying to return to essentially love, what some would call God, trying to return home. Home, when you hear that phrase, home is where the heart is, that's what you need to understand. Home is in the heart. Home is also in nature. Okay? An artificial structure is not necessarily home. You could be in an artificial structure comfortable, but really not living your best life. Living more of an artificial versus a more natural, flowing, abundant, fun life. Love receiving, love giving life. Hence why being around nature is so important. And learning from our other brothers and sisters and friends and families and lovers in different form. When you're surrounded with nature, when you go into the nature of what's within yourself, you will find that the nature of what's within yourself is available to all. People want to feel good with others. People want to share good things to others. All right. But what happens? People start to think, oh, someone's going to take something away from me, or I'm going to lose something, or I'm going to get hurt. When people do that, people start to create for themselves already an illusion and thought patterns, and even behavioral patterns that start to affect their well-being. Even people who, it happens in many ways. It happens with people who love to the point of not having self-respect. It happens to people who feel that they're receiving love. Whether you're receiving or giving love, it doesn't matter, because essentially receiving and giving both are receiving love. Even the giving is receiving. When you really go within, you realize that giving can be a form of receiving, because you have to receive love. You have to be willing to receive the love within you to be able to give that love. If you don't receive and recognize that love within you, how are you going to give it to others? But if others don't recognize it with themselves, people who don't, I don't want to say others, because that kind of creates a mentality of, oh, wait, look out for others. When people do not give themselves enough self-love, people start to feel that they are not being given all the attention that they need. Ultimately, the only person who can give you the attention that you need is yourself. See, when people feel that, oh, I'm not getting all the attention, or I'm not getting all the love, that's kind of related to our infant stage. Our early developmental stage is when we were nurtured by our mom. So this feeling of wanting to feel nurtured, wanting to feel loved, You have to go within and nurture and love yourself in order to even receive what's available to all beings of this planet at every given moment. Because there are moments where people become frustrated and they start to fall into their own insecurities and they start to think, oh, God, no, my world is crashing. No. And a lot of people start to tell themselves stories from other people or things they've seen in media and entertainment. Stop that. Okay, what you see in media entertainment are portrayals and stories and perspectives. The purpose, I would say, should never be to make you believe that that's what your life is. Okay, you can learn from what people are portraying, yeah, but ultimately, your life is your life. It's unique. How you experience love, all right? Well, how you allow yourself, the degree of how of yeah, the degree of you allowing yourself to experience, that's the right way to say it, the degree of you allowing yourself to experience love at every moment, without someone, with yourself, with others, other beings, with nature, your degree is dependent upon what you put your focus on, where you're putting your focus on, your degree, and how much you are actually involved in the present moment. Because in every present moment, love is available. In every present moment, love is available. Love is what creates worlds. Love is what creates, it's what brings offspring. Okay? If you think of the term offspring, spring is new life. So when we give birth, we are springing new life, and some people call it offspring because you can essentially say, well, once you got the season of springing new life, it's a off, you let it go, or you just let it be. You just let it be. You know, when spring comes, what do people like to do? They like to just, what does spring do? It just be. It's just there. Spring is just there. The seasons are just there, and we just work with the seasons. All right, and we live with the seasons. The seasons are not going to change because of us, because of people who might, or because of anyone. And I say us in a very like broad spectrum. All right, seasons are not going to stop. The earth will not stop. Nothing that is really truly pure in its energy and its love and its existence is going to stop. Okay, it's going to shine like every sun and star and even moon across all parts of the galaxy, the universe, and all dimensions, etc. Okay? All realms, physical, spiritual, internal, etc., etc., etc. Okay? When you are involved, another thing, when you are involved in the present moment and when you are doing your utmost to feel how lovely and love filled each moment is, and you become very involved in the presence, and some would even say if you work on your degree, your attention to your entire body, your awareness to your entire body, feeling good in your body, when you are involved in feeling good within yourself, then you know, and even when you get involved in exercise, you're trying to feel good, you want to feel good about yourself. Exercise helps and definitely is good. It increases your ability, increases lots of strength, and it's good for athletics and games and sports you may want to play. And not only is it good for that, but that physicalness is also good for your well-being. All right, you feel good about yourself. And I'm here to also remind you that you can feel good about yourself at every moment. Bring your awareness to your body, bring your awareness within and the moment, and recognize how much love is available at the moment. That takes a lot of work, I will tell you. It is not so easy. When we were kids, oh, it was very easy because we were in our purity. We have to get back in touch with that purity of every moment. We have to be willing to share love. We have to be willing to accept love. We have to receive, more importantly, we need to be in the love. You need to be in the love at every moment, even at a breakup. You need to be in the love. You need to recognize what that means, and you need to recognize that it does not mean anything bad. People are on different, unique journeys, and love can still be shared with others, but love is not something that creates attachments, control. Love is free flowing. Nature's animals are free flowing. That's why you even you have those dogs or animals. I've seen even crazy videos. You have stories of how when dogs try to like hump, or they want to share, they want to kiss, they want to hug you, or they'll go and hump a cat, because they are present in that moment. They are present in the moment. Why do they do that? Because that's all they're in. All right. And you can just be in that presence, in that state that they're in. That's where I want to get to. That state that they're in, you could be in that state. All right. You hear a lot of people who they feel more related and more at home, at peace with living with animals or living out in nature freely than living with humans. And it's understandable, because not many humans understand how to just love at every moment, you know? And not that they don't understand it, not that there's not a seed of that understanding within them, but not everyone handles the moments, each moment, in the same way, at the same level. So these varying differences and levels is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. Every person's path is unique. So when you break up, recognize what is good. To finish off this video, when you break up, recognize what was good, what is good, and continue to embody and live within what is good. Find that goodness within yourself. Find that goodness in your experience, and let each other go peacefully. Do not create enemies. Do not play blame games. People always want to say, oh, this person did that, that person did that. Okay, but you also have to recognize what you did. Okay, you have to recognize what you did. And you have to be mature to recognize, okay, we are different, we are unique, we are one, but we are unique. And that uniqueness we have to honor and respect for ourselves, for others. And when you can do that, and when you can honor and respect your uniqueness and your path, then letting go is easy. Okay? And I will also encourage people to recognize, I would encourage humanity to recognize that there is nothing wrong with being able to love yourself. I had the experience once with several people. Was it several? How many people? Was it one person? I think it was one person. But I've experienced it once, and that one time was enough for me to recognize it. And that experience was me coming together with someone else and having a moment of sharing our love, involving our sacred sexual energy. And after that moment, we let each other go. And it was in such a beautiful way that if I were to reach out to that person, we would still say hello and carry on our lives with respect to our individuality, our journeys. And that, honestly, that is a beautiful thing. And when I think about it, that is a very beautiful thing. And it's something that already happens in nature. It is in our nature. So that's all I got today. If you guys like this video, go ahead and subscribe. The human for the dogs. I've just finished with some dog sitting. So the human for the other dogs is here. Namaste. See you soon. Hi, Fly.